same things, which is a good, means we're on the same page. We're getting the message, we're getting the story very clearly. We talked a bit before about surprises, and unlike Tony, I like the fact that the camera goes away from him, because then we get a surprise when we come back. So we introduce the character, we get to know what they're about. That lovely pose he makes in front of the camera to look good. So we know, we've got a sense of who they are, what they think is important in life. and then it goes off to the island, and we get a nice shot of just the island by itself, which kind of sets a context. Now you could hold it on the island and then just go back to him, and that would work nicely. So these are the decisions you're making. And what we see in this video is making decisions. We can actually see what the filmmaker's thinking because of her camera work. She says, okay, I'm going to show you the island now. Okay. And then we go, oh, good. Well, now where's she going to go? Oh, she's going to keep going. She's going to show us a bit more. She's going to look around at the beach. So like Mum Meow's film and Pow's film, we kind of conscious of the filmmaker a little bit. We're conscious of who's looking. Somebody's looking around this beach. It's not, we don't think of it so much in Tony's film or Gift's film. We're more interested in what's happening in front, but with these three that I mentioned, we're conscious of the filmmaker and their part in the story. Now, sometimes this is used as a technique in films where the camera wanders around trying to find what's important. And it makes the film feel like a documentary, because the camera doesn't really know what's important yet. It's trying to find what looks good. And she already had something good at the beginning, and then she remembered, I had that good, I'm going to go back to that good thing and finish my film. So we in the process of the filmmaker, we're in her head. We can see the decisions she's making. But, and that is good, but you can, if you wanted to do it so we're thinking less about the filmmaker and more about the scene, what you need to do is make a decision and commit to it with your camera move. So when she pans, she does make a deliberate thing to stay on the island, and that's a beautiful shot. And then she moves off the island, but then she feels lost. She's not sure if she likes this or not. She doesn't have the confidence to go slowly and just let us enjoy what's in the frame. The camera goes a bit fast and it wanders, it looks a bit wobbly. And then she says, oh no, I don't like this. And she goes back to the original. If you wanted to make that feel professional, you would say, okay, I'm going to show this end of the beach as well. And I'm going to hold my camera steady and give the audience time to absorb it. And then when they've had a good look at that, now I'm going to go back to the original. Now, I'm not saying one's better than the other. All I'm saying is sometimes you just have to commit to say, okay, I've moved my camera to a new frame, so I'm going to give my audience time to enjoy that frame before I go back to the other. Now, normally we're editing our films too, so you can say, well, if I don't like that part, I can cut it out later. But at least when I film it, I'll give audience time to see. I love the branches. Those dead branches in the frame is really amazing. And I would have liked time to just see that a bit more before we go back to our original character. But then it has the thing that every good film needs, a surprise. We talked about this right at the beginning, and the surprise is he's in the water. This guy will stop at nothing to get the perfect shot. And it's very funny. So, because we already knew he was like this. We knew that was his personality. Now we know even more. We were right. This guy just wants the best selfie possible. And so it confirms something you suggested, and it's a surprise, and it's consistent with the story. So very good. All right. Wonderful. I had a great journey through your films. Thank you. And they're all so different, completely different, every one of them. Did you notice? Tell me which two are alike. Which two are most alike? None. They're completely different, all of them. And your personalities are in them. Who you are is stamped in your movie. Very clear to see. It's a personal statement about who you are, how you see the world, what you think is important or interesting. I got it. I can feel it. So it's not just a movie. It's much more than that. And it's one shot, except Power, who cheated terribly. How many shots in your film, Power? 30 or something? You broke the rules. But that's okay. We forgive you. It was great. Great little movie. So I hope I've given you a taste. That's my job, is just to give you a taste of how film can fit into our lives as teachers, as educators, as people. And I would love to hear from you again sometime and find out what you're doing. You're a creative bunch. That's great to see. You all want to try things and test things. And that's great. Your students will benefit from you. And keep going. Don't stop now.
Thank you.